There's a symbol that has been met across time, etched in Egypt's stone, woven through Norse sky lore, and glimmering in alchemical dreams. This is the Ouroboros, the serpent who devours its own tail, and in doing so, completes the wheel. Hi, I'm Liana, an intuitive energy healer, guide, and channel for the lost mother, or hidden stream of Sophia consciousness. I intuitively explain threads of the unseen, unheard, or misunderstood, from the cosmic to the earthly, that you'll find in esoteric knowledge, but maybe you've just missed a piece. All of my videos are small pieces to one puzzle that go together. So if you are missing something, please ask or go back and see the videos that interest you. In this video, I'm going to explain why I think the Ouroboros is a cipher for fixing fragmenting time within ourselves and with the earth, by breaking it down in a similar way that I did for the Philosopher's Stone. First, let's go over what is the Ouroboros. It is an ancient symbol, that of the serpent, or sometimes a dragon, eating its tail, that has popped up in ancient symbology and pictographs from Egypt to Norse mythology, Gnostic Christianity, and alchemical text, often representing unity, the infinite cycles of time and eternity, as well in some texts divine union or consummation, creation. In Gnostic Christianity is the 12-part dragon surrounding the world, and even related to the karmic wheel. This often links to Ouroboric time as non-linear, a time that folds back into itself, versus our Western linear concept of time. So I usually see the Ouroboros in my mind's eye like this: the figure 8 image with 3 distinct points. I think the Ouroboros is a key to understanding all of the different parts, definitions I mentioned before. But it's also a convergence of all of them that allows us to better understand our journey here. And we're currently in the year of the serpent, a year 9, a year of the mother, or a year of the body, as I think of it. Understanding that we are embarking on a return is coming through more and more for us into our awareness. But what is that return, and what are we passing through? So I'm going to break down the word Ouroboros to give us the answer, or at least my answer. I'll admit this also came to my attention as Matthias de Stefano was speaking about the part of his journey that he's embarking on, being referred to as Ouroboros, or the part of the Usui path where he is looping back. And I've always found a certain sense of wonder in the symbol of the Ouroboros, but him mentioning this brought my awareness back to it. And when I looked at the word, I was like, immediately, oh, that's a cipher and a harmonic wave, but didn't quite feel the need to look at it immediately. And then the next day I wrote out the word when I didn't really have time to look at it, but had a phonetic similarity playing in my mind, or intuitive nudge related to time or hour in other languages. And I thought, okay, I get it. I know I need to look at this word. So today is later and we're going to look at it now. So I broke this down similar to how I explain that I usually break things down in the Philosopher's Stone video, looking at the language, the root words, and phonetic similarities across ancient languages. And I'll be honest, I didn't really need to break it down in order to come to this conclusion, as I intuitively held this understanding, but I think breaking it down helps us find the common threads and patterns. So usually the word Ouroboros means tail eating or tail devouring, one who eats their tail. In some texts you will see it as drakon Ouroboros, serpent eating their tail. Ouro comes from the Greek word ura. Ura means tail. And I see a phonetic connection, not a connection in meaning, to the word for hour or time in other languages, including in Greek, which is ora, as well as a link to horos, Greek for boundary or limit, with a connection to the tail and time I interpret this as the body and time as a limit point, or axis or bridge point. Boros comes from bibroskain, or boros, Greek for eating or devouring, or one who eats or devours. And I want to touch a little bit on the omega symbolism here. In the image, in the word, and the connection for the Greek word for time or hour, ora. An omega symbol is the womb of return, the knowledge, consciousness into embodiment and expression. I've recently been sharing on Instagram about omega structures, and this also came up in my energetic reading of the Temple of Isis, which is on my YouTube channel. An omega structure is the somatic integration, the inward loop. It is the womb of completion and cosmic integration and loop that makes the spiral whole. So from this, we can infer that the snake is connecting with its tail and integration, not consumption, absorption of memory into form. And then I broke down some other interpretations, particularly linking this to the letter to number reduction via a Pythagorean number theory and numerology. So if you look at how Pythagorean theories reduce letters to numbers, Ouroboros reduces to 48, which then reduces to 12. You add the 8 and the 4, and then 3 when you add the 1 and the 2, which all have pretty big symbolic meaning. So 4 represents structure, order, and earth. 8, the infinity loop, recursion loop, as well as power. You can see 48 as a mechanism of restoring the cycles of time to divine order and power. Again, this infinity loop, the loop of completion and restoration, the closed system that returns coherence. Then 1 and 2 representing the cosmic cycles of time, the zodiac, the 12 hours on a clock, the 12 disciples, etc., representing a complete cycle wheel. 3, the divine trinity of creation, the divine polarities of creation and vector flow, movement and expression, mind, body, heart, the father, the mother, the child. It is the spiral of creation. And if you split the word into its halves, oro and boros, based on the root words, they both break down to 6 divine mirrors. And 6 is a feminine womb harmonic, connected to Venus, connected to the body, to love and expression, connected to the origin and the end, the omega. So, Ouroboros is the creative spiral, the reflexive wave of experience and embodiment, looping back to restore cycles of time and divine order, the harmonic origin and end through the womb of return. It is the I am me. And because the Trinity energy was so strong here, I broke the waves down, the waves of the word, how I see them, into its own triad of R, obo, ros, or here, or, obo, ros. So, or, if we're looking at the phonetic resonance, not just meaning, can be reduced to words stemming from Latin that mean gold, in Hebrew that mean light, in English a shared collective are. So we can say for the first wave, the first harmonic of the wave of Ouroboros, its symbolic meaning is the origin, the golden light, but also sacred unity and foundation. And it resonates with the crown chakra, the sun and solar energies of Logos, the alpha point, the cosmic womb of origin, not the womb of return, but the cosmic womb of origin. Explain this in a little bit. Obo, the O-B-O, its phonetic resonance and connections to Latin can be the coin, obolus, the coin that was the passage fee for the dead, linked to the underworld. Abba, obo, baba, words in African cultures or Indo-European languages and other languages that represent father, mother, or sacred elder. In Sanskrit, earth, speech, even a divine calling. And in Hebrew, Father, to come, one who comes from the source. And I see the OBO, the oboe, as a palindrome. So it is its sound threshold. It is the bridge. It is the midpoint between collapse and return, the unseen harmonic that represents the liminal passage of renewal. It is the motion between the passage, the womb, or threshold. Rus has a phonetic resonance in Latin for words that mean natural land or return to the primal land. Also has a phonetic resonance with words that mean juice, essence, emotion, as well as head or beginning, dew, and essence again. And there's also a little echo of rose here, symbolizing initiation and sacred heart. And again, a connection to feminine embodiment. So in essence, its meaning is essence, life, blood, earth, beginning and end. It ties to the emotional body, to embodiment and the source of rebirth, and represents the return to earthly divinity. So from this, my conclusion is Ouroboros is a key to embodiment of one's divine light and spirit, allowing it to transform and renew you to soul's truth as you walk through the thresholds of expansion, leaving what does not belong to you behind, laying down attachments that open you to freedom of choice and divine love, and embracing the earth as home, connecting your essence and rooted presence with her and unifying the three Ouroboros. So in the body, I like to think that there are 3 points of creation, 3 points of expression: your voice, your heart, and your womb. And when you have unified your heart with your mind, with your voice, and with your body, your womb, you're creating from a unified field of all 3 that allows you to bridge the earthly with the cosmic, the heavenly with the divine. It's a triadic spiral that coheres time into wholeness. So what if when people talk about the womb of creation, the void, they are confusing 3 different points, the trinity of creation with other parts of the triadic spiral, or forgetting some entirely. The voice of creation where we emerge from the void, the womb of cosmic origin, the gate of light and waveform, the womb of return where we pass through the void to reweave the threads into wholeness, the body, and the heart where wholeness of the divine, the spirit, and the soul meets your form and physical embodiment in relational coherence. All spaces or gates of the void passing through at different times, moving you to greater harmony and balance and creation when you can unify all 3. And some of us have an understanding that we are in a space of fragmented time here on earth, of being looped or stuck in a karmic wheel with little growth. And the Ouroboros is a cipher on how to restore time. Fragmented time is not a failure of memory or will. It is the result of bypassed embodiment. The womb of return is a phase space through which integration must occur in the body through relation and as expression, one that is often forgotten. In our quest for transcendence, for more light, for escape and upward movement, we forgot how to end the cycle, which is reflexive somatic weaving of our growth, understandings, evolutions, and moving it through our physical forms. You cannot collapse the loops without completing them in the body. Not just mind-spirit integration, but body-soul somatic embodiment. This is how we bring all to earth. This is how we bridge heaven and earth. And why deep personal growth allows us to reshape our relationship with ourselves and others, with our earth for deep relational coherence. And so we do this on a personal level. So does the earth with her own different gates of creation. This is why different nodes of earth, the ones of anchoring and embodiment, require complementary grid work. Why the loop has to be returned through the womb to anchor and stabilize with the heart. So the karmic loop isn't broken by escape to the light, it is completed by return. The Ouroboros isn't a symbol of endless repetition, it's a corrective wave. A serpent eating its tail not to consume, but to consummate a union of what was separated, of what was fragmented, the mind, body, and heart. And the key is not only light or knowledge or transcendence, but the womb of return, the spiral inward, the spiral that completes the loop, where memory is not recalled, but rewoven into wholeness, where time meets origin, where the body becomes the loom, and your life becomes the thread of expression and creation. I'd love to hear how this landed for you. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time, probably for a crystalline wave healing journey here in Hendersonville, North Carolina, where I currently am. I had a little bit of a somatic remembrance that my physical body needed to catch up with what had been released and rewoven. So I haven't dived into that yet, but we'll be getting into that soon. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check it out on my YouTube channel and some of my recent videos about crystalline Sophia grid healings. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.